fuck today. God.
All right. Let's get on with it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Dave! 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 Ah. Now that's just hurtful.
That's the fact, Jack!
Hello and welcome to Steelers Sanctuary Thursday. We've got myself, David Corum, Trent Ging. No Dave, but we will have stuff that intermittently as we talk that Dave hates. So we'll apprise you when that pops up. How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic. Ready to roll. Football season's back.
Yes, I'm here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. First practice today. Right off the bat, something that went viral. So Aaron Rodgers' first pass was an interception. So they talked to Mike Tomlin after practice. We'll talk about Tomlin stuff a little later on. But, obviously he said you can't read into it. I have some thoughts on what I thought happened on that play. What did you guys see there?
Go ahead, Trent.
A veteran just trying to play around making throws that he's trying to see what he can get comfortable with. I mean, it's the time of the year where guys who's been in the league forever like he has just tries things just to see what happens. I mean, I didn't read too much into it, to be honest with you. I thought it was an overreaction as much as what everybody kept kind of like getting fired up about.
Right. Like, Jesus Christ, it's training camp. It's the first fucking throw ever, like, with the Steelers. Like, really? Like, look, they even talked to him about it after the fucking practice, and he just said, look, he's like, I want to get it out of the way now. He's like, I'm going to try some things, and it is what it is. I mean, Metcalf had a drop. Do we overanalyze that to death too? Oh, my God. Metcalf and Rodgers, they both suck. Like, no. Like, just... Did Ben Roethlisberger not throw interceptions in practice? Did the greats, did they not throw? Come on. Like, this is stupid. But even the media buys into it. And they're just like, what about that interception? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, it's so stupid. I just don't have patience for people today. I just really don't. And the idiots out there and their stupid shit. But go ahead.
Well, what I saw on the play, and I don't know. I mean, I watched it several times. And you could see from the time that Rodgers started the play, and it was like a little, 2-yard hitch. Patrick Queen made a beeline for DK Metcalf on the snap of the ball. I really feel like Queen knew what the play was, and that it was just a veteran linebacker who's like, hey, I'm going to get a break on the ball. I'm going to get a cheap interception. Because I feel like I mean, good on him. He knew the play. He still had to get there and make the play. But I think Rodgers didn't anticipate the middle linebacker coming all the way over to the sideline to step in front of DK Metcalf to get the ball. So what I also thought was interesting, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, they were in 11 personnel on that pass. And DK Metcalf was matched up with Joey Porter Jr. So is it, to me, is the design going to be that wherever Porter lines up, a linebacker's just going to immediately sprint over there in case it's a short pass?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a linebacker shade. The wide receiver JPJ is on. I just think you're right. Queen probably knew the play and he fucking sprinted over there to cut it off. That's what I think you're right, honestly.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but in the video, did you see who was in the slot there? You saw Calvin Austin motion into the slot. Who was covering him?
I didn't notice. Who was it?
Jalen Ramsey.
That's what I thought I saw too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So, the Omar talked yesterday about Juan Thornhill and, hey, they feel pretty good about him because he does have a pulse. He did show up to practice. So he's by default the free safety, but if you saw Jalen Ramsey the day before, the press asked him and said, "Hey, what position are you going to play?" And he said, "I'm going to play football," which I love personally. I don't know how you guys felt about that one.
I like the
Yeah,
answer
no.
too, honestly.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, number one, you can tell he's not trying to give anything away, and he knows. He also went on to say that they had conversations before the trade happened. Well, during the process of the trade, he knew how they were going to use him to some degree. So
look, our pal Fairbaugh, Nick, he fucking was there. He said that there were 5 plays ran, and Ramsey played nickel, outside, and safety in 5 snaps. So they're going to play him all over the place. So it's fine with me. I like moving him around. He's a deadly guy with hands back there that if you move him around, that could throw offenses off, and they can make mistakes that he makes them pay for it. I'm fine with moving him around. I love it, to be honest with you.
Do we feel like maybe Ramsey is the guy, and Dick LeBeau's not here anymore, but, towards the end, you could tell they were looking for the next Troy, and they thought they had found it in Shazier, and they've really been looking since the Shazier tragedy for a Troy player. Do you guys think maybe they think Jalen Ramsey is the Troy Polamalu wild card that makes the defense completely unpredictable?
Man, that's a great question. I mean, maybe. I don't know, Trent. What do you think?
I think that's why he was brought here. I think the reason that the Minka trade happened in part was because Jalen Ramsey is so position flexible. I mean, versatility. He talked about versatility right off the bat. He talked about how he wants to be versatile. He wants to play these different positions, and I think it's going to be interesting that now, we talk about predictability within this defense being such an issue the last few years, but I mean, he is a guy that now you're going to have to look for on the field in different ways than even what you did with Minka Fitzpatrick, because he's such a dominant corner. And you have to know whether he's going to be playing in that corner position or if he's actually going to be keyed up as a free safety. And then I talked about this in the past. When we talk about rolling coverages, you would see times where we would roll coverages where the corners would drop back into the safety spots. And Jalen Ramsey opens up so much of this now to where everything is on the table. So, yeah, you could absolutely use him the same fashion, even though they're different players, like what you did with Troy. You could just move him around and make offenses look for him. And you start adding these guys together. You got TJ, who's a guy that is dominant. You have to know where Slay is at all times because, his nickname's been Big Play Slay for the last, 14 years. Like, you start putting these pieces together and it gets real interesting as an offensive coordinator. Who do you key on? And Ramsey's going to be a big part of that.
Yeah, I think Adam brings up a good point here that he's an elite chess piece. And we've kind of talked about, the old saying from Jimmy Johnson is it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmy and Joe's. Well, Tomlin has taken that to the extreme and said, okay, we won't pay any attention to the X's and O's. Our Jimmys and Joe's will just be better. And they played kind of a basic defense, and his tenet has been, we'll play it so good that you can't beat it. Well, people have beat the fuck out of it for a decade.
Right.
But
he said, well, we'll will ourselves to the win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they've got this guy who they can kind of, if you think about it, Ramsey's the kind of corner who, if you play him as a corner, then the quarterback walks up to the line of scrimmage and says, okay, I'm not going to that side of the field. And the middle and the rest is wide open. But when he's playing in the slot, he's playing free safety, he's playing both sides in corner, it gets really, really interesting. And now it becomes a matter of, and according to to Nick that I saw him post, they had TJ playing in the middle of the field, and he dropped back and he made a tackle, as much as you can make a tackle,
right,
with no pads on Roman Wilson coming across the middle. So, I mean, I think it's interesting to, hey, okay, you're going to put 4 guys to block TJ, and all of a sudden, right before the slap, he drops, and you got 4 guys looking at each other like, oh shit, who do we block?
Yeah.
Is this going to be the year we actually see something different from this freaking defense?
I think we are. I really do. I think it's why it's a great question to ask because, yeah, if he's moving all over the place like that, just Palomu-esque, if you will, it's going to be tough on offenses to really get a read of where is he at all the time. Like it's going to be an issue for them. That's why somebody mentioned Thornhill, like in the chat. Dude, I mean, if Thornhill's healthy, maybe he wasn't as healthy last year because he said even when they interviewed him yesterday, I believe, look at the tape. You'll see some of the plays I made. And then, I see people mention the fact that he was injured off and on last season. So, hey, if he's technically going to be your backup in a lot of situations, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I still think, and we kind of talked about it in chat earlier today with Juan Thornhill, he's not just a guy. I think it's very valid you bring up the injury stuff with him, but he does have a history of that. I do think bringing in a piece like Justin Simmons, if you can get him at the right price, probably a good idea as a backup.
Trust me, if you bring him in, I'm not going to cry about it. Yeah, there's no doubt. I'm just saying is like if they're going to if he's not going to be a guy that's exposed, if you get what I'm saying, like he's not going to be out there all the time, then I'm okay with it. But if you're going to bring in a guy like him, like Simmons, yeah, I'm fine with that because now you don't got to worry about hiding nobody.
And for our friends in the chat, this is the first hashtag Dave hates the idea of Justin Simmons because he thinks he's washed. And he's over 30.
Robert back at it again. Wow, Dave left the podcast.
Well, the other interesting piece to this with Thornhill, so if Jalen Ramsey is going to be playing some free safety, you almost could look at Thornhill coming on the field as that 3 safety package that they like to run.
Right.
Because you can move Jalen around all over the place. He could potentially be playing safety and Thornhill maybe playing on the other side if you're running like a 2 deep. And then you bring Elliott down into the box and get bigger and more physical down in the box. Like, I mean, they can move so many of these pieces around. It's going to get really interesting because if we do not get creative on defense with this team, there's absolutely no reason why we should ever have, our coaching staff in here back next year. I mean, you need to fire the whole coaching staff at that point.
Yeah. Hey, Colin, welcome.
How you doing?
Wonderful. So we've been talking about the whole idea of Jalen Ramsey maybe finally filling the Palomalu role that they've been searching for a decade for somebody to come in and do that. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought 39 was pretty good.
Clearly, you didn't watch the last 2 seasons.
Shots fired.
You're funny. So I think what Minkah did beyond the box score was pretty good. I thought he was great in the run game, crazy range. Teams would not throw over the top against us, but that's to keep it light. I think and we talked about it. I think a lot of it was the Keith Butler kind of carryover from the Dick LeBeau scheme, kind of fit him like a glove, and then this Terrell Austin cuck that they brought in just has his certain nuanced things that didn't necessarily fit certain players, but that's all I have. I just I think Ramsey could be pretty good.
Look, I'm teasing you. I know you're a big Minkah fan, and Dave was a big Minkah fan. Although
the last month he has for some reason. But anyways, go ahead.
There's some revisionist history going on because we criticized him a lot last season because he seemed to disappear. And with what they were paying him, it's not so much that we don't like him and he wasn't a good player at the time. It's that we were way overpaying for what we were getting. And honestly, I thought the contract was untradeable. So to get 2 Pro Bowlers for Minkah, I thought Omar really pulled something off there. But ultimately now, and we kind of talked about this a little bit in prep today, is, the communication. Minkah was the main communicator. And all we heard last season was how the communication wasn't good. And we all kind of blamed Cam Sutton because, why not blame Cam Sutton? I mean, the police certainly did. But at the same time, now we look back, maybe Minka wasn't doing as good of a job, and maybe it's because he was checked out because Terrell Austin disengaged him from the defense.
I think Minka did a lot of things to I think he was righting a lot of wrongs at the end of the year. I think obviously we saw, I don't know if you guys watched the same season I did. How good was Patrick Queen? Not very.
Not
right?
great.
Not very. Not very.
Not going to find a lot of Patrick Queen fans on this panel.
No.
How good were our corners?
Yeah, right.
I thought
No.
Joey was excellent.
Excellent, committing 1.25 penalties a game. Sure, that's good enough.
Hey, you got to make it happen however you can.
How good was the
best fucking quarter we had?
Well, the bar is in hell. The bar's in hell, is it not? How good was the pass rush at the end of the year? Pretty fucking bad. We couldn't get pressure on anybody. We couldn't get pressure on this. We couldn't get pressure on the Cincinnati Bengals. That's a problem.
So do you think he was over
playing terrible run?
I think he was overcompensating for a lot of really bad issues.
So you're just saying he's overcompensating. Okay.
I think he was overcompensating from a lot of really bad issues going on. Our Mike linebacker sucked. I think he's going to be really good this year. I think he had to learn how it was to be a Mike, because what you guys don't understand is he was a Will and a Sam backer for 4 years in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So first year being a Mike under a Tomlin system, which isn't necessarily the easiest for a linebacker. We ask our linebackers to do a lot. Our corners were awful. Our pass rush was non-existent from weeks 13.
Last 5.
Yeah, 13.
Last 5 weeks.
Last 5.
So 13 to the playoffs. So that's 6 games total. So I think Minka did a lot of overcompensating. So thank you, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, when you looked at it, though, especially in the red zone, there was a lot of times where there was a wide open guy and everybody looked at each other. And I think that was an indictment a little bit of him, because I think you're right. Maybe he was trying to overcompensate. And by doing that, he was leaving his spot open, and quarterbacks were taking advantage of that. So there's probably truth to both sides of, hey, I think I got to play hero ball on this defense right now. And by playing hero ball, he's essentially exposing the defense.
I'll be honest. For me, Cam Sutton was easily the worst DB in the league. Position doesn't matter. He was the worst DB in the league. Had no business being on the field. He was the communication problem, because he just went rogue every damn game. That's why I was bitching. Dude should have never been on the field at all. And yet Minka, I felt like he did come out of position at times, but it's because like Sutton was just like running blitzes on plays where he had no business blitzing, and he's got a guy lined up right over top of him. So, of course, Minka's coming downhill to pick that guy up because it's an easy pitch and catch. So, sure, there's probably some plays that went back over the top behind him because of situations like that. I don't know that that's on Minka for a lack of communication, because I've not heard one player or anybody in the media really blame Minka for the communication issues. I think it's pretty well known.
Patrick Queen, when he did his farewell post to Minka on Twitter, responded like 4 different comments about, was Minka he said no, it wasn't Mink. Yeah. What are we doing? He's been the superstar of that defense other than TJ Watt for every other year, not named Cam Hayward last year, because Cam Hayward was a bum in 23. Granted, he was playing hurt. What you think after 4 years, all of a sudden Minka's just a problem, a non-communicator, doesn't do his job, doesn't play where he needs to be? Like, what?
No, I think you're onto something with the overcompensating, because I thought Sutton was the worst.
I don't see the vision
out of the bunch
here.
too, because I mean, maybe Sutton should try wrestling or something. I heard his choke slam is pretty good. But
perfect.
But Sutton was horrible. But I do wonder if that's what was causing Minka to overcompensate, was just dealing with Sutton, and it was those two that had the communication issue the most. But I watched. There was like somebody put this on Twitter, and there was like 7, 8 different videos of Minka either being out of position or didn't do something. It was, now granted, they went through this whole thing to make their point. But when I saw it, I was like, ugh. But I don't know if that's because, like, say, either Sutton was the one that was out of position or what. But it definitely did make Minka look bad. But I just, $20 million a year, and the production just wasn't there the last couple of years compared to all the other top paid safeties in the league. It just wasn't.
I don't think
just weird.
I don't think you can undersell the fact where he played that monster game against Cincinnati in the opening of the 22 season. Basically won that game by himself. Yes, TJ had
this. Yeah.
Until he got hurt. Okay, I get it. But Minka won that fucking game. And I think he really, when TJ went out, I think he took years off his career by trying to be a linebacker and doing all these things. Because you look at 23 and 24, and yeah, he made the Pro Bowl, but I mean, he was probably went from maybe the top 3 safeties to a top 10, 12-ish safety. And you can't pay a guy like that $20 million a year, especially when you're looking at paying Watt 40. They way overpaid Hayward. I mean, they're spending $176 million on defense. So even though Ramsey is a little bit older than him, Ramsey from a chess piece standpoint, unfortunately, at this point in their careers, Ramsey is the much better player. So you really made out.
I don't know where Pun's coming from with the Dalton Kincaid thing. Minka wasn't even guarding him. Like, I mean, maybe 2 targets that entire game.
Well, you would think. I think his point is you would think a safety should be on the tight end, but the Steelers don't fucking play that way.
They put the middle linebackers in the tight end.
It's always a linebacker, and it was
they had Miles Jack and Michael Walker.
23.
They had Michael Walker and Miles Jack covering Dalton Kincaid.
I was about to say.
Michael Walker drew almost every single rep that game.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Big Pun. He's one of our favorites.
I'm sure.
He's got good points.
Michael Walker and Miles Jack were covering Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox all game that week. What are we doing? Who the fuck are you, kid?
Well, his point though is, if you are the communicator of the defense, at what point do you look over and say, well, the fucking coaching staff doesn't know what they're doing?
Well, Minka's never had the green dot in his life. Minka's never had the green dot in his life. You don't understand, right? Do we all understand that? Minka's never had the green dot.
Queen
had the green dot last year. And then beforehand, it was Holcomb. Then when Holcomb got hurt, it was E-Rob. So the green dot has never once been Minka Fitzpatrick.
Right. Well, the green dot never goes on a safety.
I was about to say, I think it never really goes on safety. Does it?
Does in L.A. That Derwin James had the green dot for 4 years.
Okay, that's exception, not the rule, though.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, the main communicator is the green dot, which was Landon Roberts in that 23 playoff game, because Holcomb had gotten hurt. And then, dude, I go through the all 22 3 times after every game, man. What are we doing? We go band for band all we want, pal.
Big Pun knows his shit, though. I mean, so if he's saying that there were some times where he was on him, it's not so much that he wasn't on him, it's that he should have been on him. I mean, because I remember that game he's talking about that, yeah, Kincaid carved us up, and yeah, they had Walker on him, and yeah, they put Miles Jack on him most of the time. But if you're the leader of the defense like he wanted to be, then you step up. There's also, I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on with our defense anyway, because Cam Hayward thinks he's the leader. Minka thinks he's the leader. TJ Watt should be the actual leader. Who the fuck is actually leading this defense on the field? I mean, other than whoever's chasing Derrick Henry and who's closest to him when he's running another 70 yards down the field.
Like they're playing tag.
Yeah.
I think the 2 defensive captains have been TJ and Cam Hayward for, Cam since probably 13 or 14, and then TJ since probably 19.
8, yeah.
So those have been the defensive I don't know. I mean, sure, Minka's a leader, but he's like not even one of the 2 defensive captains. So I don't see the discussion there. I mean, I just...
It boils down to this with Minka Fitzpatrick. I hate talking about people who aren't on the team anymore, but like the dude was 30 yards off the ball. End of story. You do not make plays being that deep every single snap. And so I don't care how often Dalton Kincaid or any tight end or any slot receiver, A.J. Brown did not catch a lot of deep balls. They were slant routes. I mean, they were crossers and slant routes. Like, what are we talking about? He was 20, 25 yards deep to start of the snap. You don't make plays in that position. That is a coaching issue. Had nothing to do with Minkah Fitzpatrick.
That deep ball to A.J. Brown was Akella Witherspoon playing press man.
Right.
Minkah had to fucking come over from 35 yards from the middle of the field to try and make a play.
And I was about to say also,
Gabe Davis got his ass cooked downfield by Levi Wallace.
We also complained about the fact that they turned Minkah into a third linebacker.
That's
a lot too.
Which I think took a lot out of him. In fairness to Minkah, I think that hurt his career. I also think he's, at this point, he's probably washed because of it.
I can't go that far.
As I say, I'm not going to go washed. But
I disagree.
Yeah. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's going to be in a bad defense this year, but I still think he's a top 5 safety in the NFL right now.
And he's only 29.
Yeah.
He still hasn't talked to the media yet. I thought I saw today on Twitter too.
He hasn't.
He's
like
avoiding...
he don't want to say shit.
Let's shift gears a little bit to Dave, who's not here's favorite topic, wide receivers. So in 11 personnel in its training camp, first day, a lot of things can change. We saw Roman Wilson on the outside. We saw Calvin Austin in the slot. We saw DK Metcalf. So apparently the train is at the station and Roman Wilson can get the fuck on it.
Good.
Feels like it.
Good to see in year 2. He's on the train,
he started in 12 personnel as well. So when they put 2 tight ends on the field, he was the Z. DK Metcalf was the X. I'm thrilled. Wait, what did I say? I said Roman Wilson was the Z. DK Metcalf was the X.
Is that how you said Roman Wilson?
Yeah. So Roman Wilson was the Z in both 11 and 12 personnel, which is what I had pretty much anticipated. DK is going to be the X no matter what, and then I do think Roman Wilson fits better as a slot as opposed to Calvin Austin, but we don't really have a guy to put. I mean, Robert Woods being your wide receiver 4 is fantastic. Let's just make that clear. If he's your 4th, that's fine. If he's your Z starting, that's where your problem is. And that's the same thing I said about Van Jefferson last year. If he's your starting Z, you have a serious problem. But if he's your wide receiver 4, you can live with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if I like it. I like it. Roman Wilson being the Z, DK being. I mean, dude, that's a combined that's an average 40 time of 4.37 based on those 3 receivers alone. If those 3 are starting in 11 personnel, that's an average of 4.37.
He's no Ben Skoranek, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, he can try. I mean, but yeah.
Certainly fits under the hey, you're not tall enough to ride a roller coaster portion of the wide receiver room.
He's 5'11", man.
5'11".
What are we doing? He's
5'1" in high heels.
Calvin Austin the 3rd, or are you talking about Roman Wilson? Which one?
Roman Wilson.
Yeah, Roman Wilson's 5'11".
Yeah, Wilson's 5'11".
I'm pretty sure he's 5'10".
Are we going to argue? Never mind. I'm not even going with this one.
I think his RAS. I'm going to say it right now. His RAS is 501. No, 5.
Okay, apparently we are, Trent. We're going to argue over inches here.
5106 is my guess. 5106.
Who knew dick size was going to make its way onto the podcast?
Yeah, every inch counts.
He's 5'10", 186 pounds, which means in reality he's 5'4".
All right, let's look RAS right now. I'm pulling out receipts.
Here we go.
How about Pro Football Reference?
I'm pulling out receipts. RAS score. What do you got?
I do think that it's interesting.
Hold on. Share screen. 5106. That is 5'10" and a half via RAS. That is without shoes. That is without shoes. Step outside. Where's he at?
All I know is thank God that wasn't a fucking 5 because I want to know who was rounding up and who was rounding down.
I said 5106. I said it was 5106. I said it was 5106, man.
Big Pun said it's a game of inches.
I told you it was 5106. Look at
that. 5'10". You threw the half inch in there, which he was in heels. So.
Oh Jesus Christ! And we're off.
Yeah.
All right. Can I make a point about this alignment to get us back on the rails here a little bit?
Go right ahead.
Please.
I think the thing that stands out to me the most is Robert Woods is getting cut.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt.
If you're not starting in camp, I've been saying since day one, this dude is not making the 53.
What
And
are
if
they
he's
paying
not
him?
starting now,
Does anybody
it
know
was
what
like
they're paying it?
minimum, like league. What was the vet minimum? Wasn't it?
Okay, I was just curious.
I
didn't know what they
think it
get
was
paid.
vet minimum. But
Yeah,
like I've been saying since day one, this dude is not making the 53-man roster, and if he's not coming out as the Z right now, he brings no special teams value. He's not making the roster. They are putting all their chips in the Roman Wilson basket because they want to get a look at him until they know Green Bay receiver is coming available. Like I think the Gabe Davis thing is done.
So
His
they're gonna have
cap hit's
5
$2 million.
receivers. They're gonna have 5. They're gonna have 5 receivers because they're gonna have 4 tight ends. Typically, teams have 3 tight ends, 6 receivers. They're gonna have 5 receivers and 4 tight ends. So if you have 1, 2, 3 being DK, Calvin, and Roman, who are your 4 and 5 if Robert Woods gets cut? Skoranek, obviously.
Skoranek's one.
Definitely making it.
Rock
Skoranek's-
Taylor, baby. Rock Taylor. Don't
You got-
doubt him.
Your number 4 has to be a guy with special teams value.
Right. He's got to be
You cannot.
Skoranek, which is Skoranek.
Well, then if you're putting the 5, if you're putting Robert Woods clear down at the 5, you definitely need special teams value out of the 5.
Is Scotty Miller a gunner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah,
I think
he was a gunner. He
the
started every game he dressed. He was a gunner.
With
And-
James Pierre?
Well, Pierre, I think there was a couple times it was him and Pierre wasn't
it was
dressing
Pierre.
at times when
Pierre and Trice.
when he did. They would flip.
I thought it was
Trice?
Pierre and Trice.
Trace wasn't really on the game day roster most of the time.
Sure.
By the way, it's $2 million cap hit that Woods is getting paid, so he's gone. They ain't.
Bye.
He'll be one of the ones that's gone.
I still
This is-
disagree.
This is a sidetrack, but
Well, it depends if they keep 5 or 6. You think they keep 6 wide receivers or 5?
I think they keep 5, and Robert Woods
Yeah.
is the 4, with Ben Skoranek being the 5. Wide
Yeah, I
receiver
can see
5
it.
has to have special teams value. That is what Skoranek brings. Robert Woods can clearly play all 3 positions, Z, X, or S. Z is realistically where we thought he would start, but he could also play in the slot. He's done it his whole career. If we need him to play X, sure. But that's why I think he's going to be the 4. Unless we shop elsewhere, that changes the whole scenario. But
Who's
with
your
Omar
5?
Khan coming out, Skoranek.
Okay.
But with Omar Khan coming out and saying, hey, we like what we have with our roster today, that's why I was thinking, okay, so it's obviously going to be Robert Woods being the 4 if he's not starting, and then Skoranek is the 5. That is what I was thinking. But
Well, I think too. You so like you've got 3 corners that none of which are going to be on special teams at all. How many? So who's going to be the backup DBs, and which of them can play special teams? Because that's how they're probably going to make the roster. That's why James Pierre continues to end up finding his way back.
I
Like,
don't know though. I think
need
Colin
to-
might be right. Looking at the depth chart here, like literally, it would take either Rock Taylor or Scotty Miller. The only way I see them doing it is money wise because it's $2 million. But even then,
it's obvious. It shouldn't be that much of an argument in the first. Whatever. Whatever.
Objectively looking at it, the only way I see it is it's because they want to free up the $2 million. But on paper here, I don't. It'd have to be either Scotty Miller or Rock Taylor they choose over him.
and don't forget that there was.
Don't forget Ben Johnson.
Well, I mean, Brandon Johnson and Lance McCutcheon.
Brandon Johnson,
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Don't underestimate the fact that on blocking, running downs, they kind of went to Skoranek a little bit more last year. But Scotty Miller, and a lot of times in 13 personnel, was the 13, or was the receiver.
That
And
might be Woods
because-
this year.
Well,
I
they
don't-
also had to go to.
I mean, Woods is better.
Van
Woods is the better
Jefferson
blocker.
and Calvin Austin were not great blocking wide receivers last year.
Yeah.
And Robert
I
Woods
mean-
is a good blocker.
I mean, don't undersell the fact that you need 3 people to form the Lollipop Guild from the Wizard of Oz. And, he's taller. You need Scotty Miller to fill out the Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin contingent so we can have the song. I don't know why the fuck we're in love with 5'10" and below wide receivers, but we are. So, yeah, I would say there's a real good chance you'll see Scotty Miller on the field. Personally, I don't think so. I think Omar's cooking. I think he's didn't bring. Although the rumor is now the Gabe Davis stuff, he initiated it. The team didn't ask him to come. He wanted to come and just say, "Hey, I'm here." I think Omar is stuck in that Green Bay situation. In which case, it really doesn't fucking matter because our second and third wide receiver or third wide receiver is coming from Green Bay.
Is that your sole prediction here? Is that we're definitely going to get some of Green Bay? You guys there? Hello?
Yeah.
No?
I almost felt like we lost sound or something there for a second.
What was your question?
I said, I was asking Bob, is that your prediction? They're going to get a guy from Green Bay for sure?
I mean, nothing's for sure when you're trading, but I do feel like that's the plan.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. That's what they do.
Yeah, they're going to give Roman Wilson his look and give him the opportunity to take over that Z spot. But I'd be shocked if he's ready for that. I don't think the kid's ever played it ever back to high school. Like, I don't think he's ever been a Z. That's a transition. Even if it's not like a massive one.
Antonio Brown was never an X. In his entire career at Central Michigan, he played strictly in the slot and returned punts and kicks. And then he became the best X receiver in the NFL for 7 years. Right? I mean, what are we discussing? And then to Trent's other point, I was going to say, I mean, your five corners are, like, at this point, pretty fairly set in stone. Porter, Ramsey, Slay, Beanie Bishop, and Corey Trice. I mean, Trice has a special teams value. Beanie Bishop brings, like, the other slot. Now, what my personal prediction might be, now that New Orleans has pretty much locked up Julian Blackmon, is they're actually on the roster sheet going to keep Ramsey as a safety. Meaning the four safeties are going to be Ramsey, Thornhill, Elliott, Killebrew. Mm-hmm. And that makes your five corners, JPJ, Slay, Bishop, Trice, Dante Kent. So with Trice and Kent as your fourth and fifth corner, you have your two guys with special teams upside. You have your strictly nickel corner with Beanie Bishop. Mm-hmm. You have Slay and JPJ as your outside corners. And then Jalen Ramsey's listed on the depth chart as a free safety because that is your base defense safety. And then his backup is Thornhill, who would come in dime, nickel, even 7 DB personnel I've seen before, whatever it might be. So that's what I would think.
Brandon Echols getting cut.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't making the roster.
Oh, yeah.
I wondered about that too.
They're not going to cut Dante Kent because Echols really isn't even a special teamer. If you looked at PFF, he's got like 200 total special team snaps in like however many years he's played. He's 27. So probably 4 or 5 years? That's not a lot of special teams for a bottom of the roster corner. So I think they're just going to take Dante Kent's special teams upside, which they should. I mean, he's what Trent, you said the other day on our podcast, is what, 4.34?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's also a slot corner. God forbid Bishop or Ramsey goes down. I don't see the vision keeping Echols over Dante Kent. And frankly, Echols has been in the league 4 or 5 years. You know what you're getting.
Well, it comes down to what they're paying him to compared to these other guys that have special teams. It's just the same thing as it was with wide receivers, right? Because they're probably paying him about 2-3 mil, maybe
and
more.
That's one thing. I'm with Big Pun on that too. Is Corey Trice is very susceptible to injury, and that's the only argument I would give for Brandon Echols is like, okay, he's at least 6'1", 6'2", as opposed to Dante Kent, who's like 5'9". Like at least you still get your other tall, lanky kind of corner, if in case Corey Trice goes down. But that's really the only. And I'm with Big Pun. He's a returner, so he's on the roster. His special teams upside alone. But I could see the argument for Brandon Echols. That's why I think Brandon Echols is a practice squad body for someone who goes down. Because I think we all know, fellas, us three have been doing this a long time. We know one of them's going to go down at some point.
Yeah.
Like whether it be Porter for 4 weeks or Ramsey for 2 or Slay for 6 or Trice for 8. I just think.
Yeah, I see shower curtain about Cordarrelle Patterson. And
he's done.
Oh, CFAT.
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas rolled his blueberry ass out on the field today, and he was there. He was a participant. He wasn't a no-show. He was a participant. I don't know why he is on the roster. I mean, we're talking about, hey, we could save $2 million by Robert Woods. I mean, we could save $2 million real fucking fast and get rid of Cordarrelle Patterson.
Well, that's my point. Why I can see some of these guys getting cut, because if you cut, say, Eccles, and you cut Woods, and you cut CFAT, you cut these guys, that adds up to a lot of money saved to put towards, say, a wide receiver that gets cut, or whatever, a safety that gets cut, or whatever. That gives you a lot more money now to go grab one of these guys and get snagged, because that's the other thing too. This is not over yet. Just because Omar Khan says that maybe they're done looking for now. Nah, when cuts come, I think they're going to sweep in and snag somebody at some of these positions. That's what I think.
Well, and I disagree with Adam here. I mean, dude, Adam, are you under a rock? Christian Wilkins signed a fucking 4-year, $100 million deal last year. Guess what? He got cut today.
Yeah, he did.
It's a fucking
Crazy.
business, dude. They don't give a fucking rat's hootin' penis. They don't give a Kenny Pickett's penis, right? I mean, Christian Wilkins got a max deal for a defensive tackle. Oakland said, "Hey, see ya." What are we doing?
Well, but bear in mind, he did play 1 year on that deal, and I think Adam's point is they signed Eccles to a 2-year deal this offseason, so he could still get cut.
It's basically a 1-year deal. The Eccles thing, it's basically a 1-year deal. If you look at it,
it's a bullshit deal. It's a bullshit deal. I mean, what are we doing?
He's got $915,000 in dead money.
Yeah,
it's a 1-year deal.
I'm looking up his spot track right now. I mean, 2 years, $6 million deal. Only 1.83 is guaranteed.
All these guys are depth though.
And I was wrong. That's why he's not 26. He's fucking 28. Okay, you know exactly. Yeah, he's 28.
Yeah, so I don't see it.
His cap is 2.1 mil, and he gets guaranteed like 1.38. So. And yeah, I mean, to the Patterson point, I'm actually with Big Pun here. I think Patterson right now, where we look, is RB5, because you got, Warren and Johnson who are guaranteed. And then you got,
he could be 6. He could be 6.
Yeah. Gainwell and Sermon is 3 and 4. Who would be 5th? Because I don't know who the other running back would be.
Well,
did you say Trey? Did you say Trey Sermon then?
Yeah, I said Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren, Gainwell, Trey Sermon, Cordarrelle Patterson. But is
Ward.
DJ Thomas Jones?
Ward would be your
Jonathan
5th.
Ward, yeah.
Jonathan Ward would be your 5th.
Was he the substitute teacher?
No, that was the kid that we had last year. He got cut.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah.
I can't see them having 4 running backs on the roster on game day unless they had a special.
They won't.
Guy.
No.
And kudos to Trent, by the way. I watched some of the stuff from the training camp today on those long runs. He does look fast. Caleb Johnson does look fast. He was slow at the fucking combine, but he does look fast.
He clocked a 21.27 GPS in Iowa. I mean, that 40 time is garbage. You can throw that right in the trash.
I was about to say he's football fast.
Yeah. She's got pads on, and he moves just as well as anybody else in pads.
Puka Nacua had a shitty 40.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Well, a lot of guys have, I mean, Jerry Rice had a shitty 40. It's why he dropped in way back when. It's, the 40 is not the end all be all, but for running backs, it usually is pretty important. Yeah. I mean, especially here recently. I was shocked at how, then again, it's football in shorts. Let's see what it looks like in pads and in the preseason. But yeah, I mean, I still think they're going to give Jalen every opportunity to have that job, at least for the first 4 games.
Well, that's like when they said he took a handoff today to the house, and it was like they acted like, oh my God, it was an amazing play. And it's like, dude, 3 guys were there that could have tackled him. They let him go because they're not tackling. Like we make such a big deal out of shit on both sides of the coin. It's so stupid. But
it was impressive though. I mean, he did have burst. You could see it.
Yeah, like I get it, but they're just, the way they acted like he dodged 3 tackles and just stupid.
Corb, who do you want to start?
It's not that I want. It's just I like both of them, to be honest with you. I just think Warren's going to start because he's the veteran.
Who would you prefer? If life or death right now, one of them dies, one of them lives on this team, who do you take?
Well, I mean, I'd probably go with Warren because, do you go with the rookie right off the bat? I don't know.
I mean, I'm taking Caleb all day.
If the choice is I have to kill one of them, maybe I kill Gainwell instead, but because we don't know him. I just think I just think Jalen's earned it. I just I don't think he'll keep it because I think Caleb Johnson is talented. I think it'll be 60-40 Jalen for 3 or 4 games. Johnson will look so good in his 40% that it'll flip. It is not going 70-30. It's not going 80-20. The bell cow days for the Steelers are gone. Tomlin isn't going to do that anymore. I think he learned his lesson with Najee Harris, 3 years
Think
ago.
they're done though?
Yeah, I think they're done with the bell cow.
So I just personally I just look at the perspective of look at Tomlin's history as a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start from the one I can most recent, or the furthest one back I can remember was when we released Rashard Mendenhall with a year left on his deal, drafted Le'Veon Bell in the third round, and Bell started like that, even with Isaac Redmond still on the team. Okay. And then how about in 2021? James Conner gets released. He had just signed another extension in 2020. Najee Harris, bang. I know he's a first rounder. But what I'm thinking is they drafted Caleb Johnson for a reason. He is clearly, like, if you don't agree with this, you are under a rock. Like, he is clearly the better schematic fit for Arthur Smith. That is I don't think there's a single debate in the world. Yeah, tailor-made. There's not a debate in the world. He fits like a glove.
Yeah. No,
so my thinking is I just think it will be Caleb just because you look at Tomlin's 2 recent big-time running backs who have started, i.e. Le'Veon Bell and Najee Harris, and I look at Caleb Johnson in the similar light. But I'm open to a debate.
So you think KJ will be the starter right off the bat?
Well, he fucking should be. I mean, what are we doing?
Week 1.
Colin, do you know how many things we discussed that things should be with the Steelers and they're not? Like, think about it.
Yeah, right hand up, you're right. But Trent, give me some nucks for that, big dog. Come on now. Week 1.
Week 1.
Not to mention.
Okay,
not to mention the fact that you got a 41-year-old quarterback who you have to protect. And I'm sorry, Caleb Johnson looks fast. Warren is the best pass protecting back in the NFL.
Well, that's why. Why everything needs to stay exactly how it was last year. Jalen Warren is fantastic in the exact role he was in last year, not the starting back.
So KJ in an interview day before yesterday, he was asked by the chick on that Monday morning show on NFL Network. She asked him, what is one thing that you need to work on? And he said pass protection. Number one thing I need to work on is pass protection. So even he's admitting that he's not that good at it. So
you got to remember, Jalen Warren made the team because backs on backers, he handled TJ, he handled Cam, he handled anybody who wanted to step up and try him. And that is what, more than anything.
Yeah, Warren's very good in pass protection. But I'll say this, though, guys. If they do make KJ the starter, I'm not going to be upset about it. I think the kid got a chance to be fucking amazing. It's just the fact that Warren's the veteran, and you can't always rely on a rookie right off the bat. That sometimes doesn't go well for teams, and we've seen that happen. So I could see them leaning towards Warren, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. But, yeah, when I see the tape of KJ, and it would not surprise me if they go with him. But I wouldn't be mad about it, honestly. I'm hoping it's RBBC. I really am.
I think the only way that happens, I think the only way that happens early is if Jalen puts the ball on the ground.
And that
he puts the ball on the ground once, he might be the third string running back.
Speaking of weaknesses, to me, that's one of Warren's weaknesses. That's the thing that might get him in trouble because when he was being very dynamic compared to Najee not being, but when you start exposing him more, then those fumbles start happening. And that's the issue with him. So, and I don't think KJ hardly ever fumbled, right?
Never.
So that's the thing. That's the thing where maybe they could, but Tomlin is
ball protection and Mike Tomlin. That I'm telling you, he's starting week 1. I'm at a 90% positivity. He's the week 1 starter.
Well, Chuck put Gainwell on top of the depth chart.
PFF had Jalen Warren charted as the 10th worst run blocking or pass blocking grade as a running back.
Really?
Okay, you know what my counter to that is? They said Myles Garrett is the best fucking player in the NFL. PFF right out the fucking window.
Myles Garrett's fantastic. I mean, Myles Garrett's top 5, right? We agree.
Really? Top 5?
As a football player? Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes retire? Did Josh Allen retire? Did Lamar Jackson retire? Joe Burrow retire? Did all those guys retire? He
So
was
my
ranked
list
above the quarterbacks.
My list goes Mahomes, like football player. We're not talking valuable.
Right,
we're talking football
Overall.
player. Just
Overall.
a football player.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Penei Sewell, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Patrick Surtain, Jamar Chase, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, insert 10, Saquon Barkley. As a football player, from a positional perspective, you have to understand how good it is to have the best pass rusher in the league.
Didn't they rank Barkley in the 60s?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
The best pass rusher in the league?
Yes.
He's not even the third best pass rusher in the league.
He's the best. He's not the best edge rusher.
No, he's not.
He's not the best edge rusher.
Pass rush win rate notwithstanding, which is a made-up fucking stat.
He's a bet.
TJ Watt outplays him. He gets more sacks, more fumbles, more pressure. He is the better player.
Not
Micah
last year.
Parsons is better than Myles Garrett.
Not last year.
Ray Hendrickson is better than Myles Garrett.
Stop it.
Max Crosby is better than Myles Garrett.
stop
Aiden
it.
Hutchinson is better than Myles Garrett.
Stop it.
Trent is better than Myles Garrett.
Stop it.
Miles
Stop
fucking Garrett. Miles
Stop
fucking Garrett. You know what he's the best at? He's bonking quarterbacks on the top of his head with his helmet. That's what Myles Garrett is the best at.
Stop it. Stop it. You're being ridiculous, dude. You're being ridiculous.
He is accurate at that. Bob's not lying.
I said pass rusher. I didn't say edge rusher, pal. I didn't say edge rusher, pal.
Who has
As an
more
edge
sacks?
rusher.
Who has more sacks, him or TJ?
Myles Garrett by a lot last year, dumb fuck.
Oh, really? He did? How many does
Yes.
he have for his career?
Like 2 less than TJ. Like 2.
6 less. How many forced fumbles does he have?
Okay, first of all.
TJ
let me get one thing clear.
outperforms him
One
in
thing
every
clear.
fucking stat.
One thing clear,
Do you
pal.
not watch football? You
One
think
thing clear.
Myles Garrett and his made-up fucking, he wins, but he doesn't get anywhere near the quarterback is somehow a real stat?
Stop it. I'm telling you something. If you would just
Stop
listen.
it. Stop it what? He didn't earn his defensive player of the year. That should have been TJ. They made up a fucking stat to give him it.
I agree. Can you listen? Just real quick? There's a discrepancy between edge rusher and pass rusher. TJ Watt is indubitably the best edge rusher in the game. So guys that play off the edge. But as a pure pass rusher, I'm taking Myles Garrett for the simple fact that he can line up anywhere and get pressure from anywhere. That is my opinion. TJ Watt is the best edge rusher. The best guy at that position is by far TJ Watt because he is the best run defender I have ever seen in my life in any sport. But as a pure pass rusher, I think Myles Garrett is better for the simple fact that he's more versatile and he can line up anywhere and get pressure from anywhere. I've only seen TJ get pressure from one place in 9 years. One spot over the right tackle. I saw Myles Garrett do a goddamn crossover. I agree. I've seen Myles Garrett do a goddamn crossover pump fake and fucking bull rush a tackle and shit on Joe Burrow. That is called fucking dominance.
And they lost the game 38-7.
And yes, thank you, Big Pun. He is not putting up the same number. Myles Garrett is primarily 62% via PFF going against left tackles. You know what TJ Watt's going against left tackles? 0.
Okay, so would you rather... so he is going up against the ilk of Dan Moore, and we're giving him credit for that?
TJ Watt's going against DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan
And
Jones
Jack
is better
Conklin.
than Dan fucking Moore.
That is not true. That is incorrect.
Dan Moore is the worst tackle in football over the last 4 years.
That is
not
incorrect.
left tackle, not right tackle.
That is incorrect.
Tackle.
That
He's
is
the
incorrect.
lowest graded tackle in the NFL
is
for the
incorrect.
last 4 seasons.
Lowest graded starter,
What is-
sure. Tackle total, no. He is a starter. He is one of 64 starting tackles in the NFL. DeJuan Jones is not
Yeah,
one
he
of
was graded
64.
like 88th.
Hey, next question, please.
We could, I mean, the Myles Garrett.
No,
thing,
look
we
at
could
look
talk
at Big
about
Pun.
that.
Look at Big
I-
Pun.
look,
Look at Big Pun. Look at Big Pun.
I've given you guys 15 fucking minutes. Can we move
Sir-
on to the next fucking question? Jesus.
Circle the wagons, Corb. Circle the
No,
wagons.
they can talk about this like after the podcast. I gotta go to
Yeah.
work here soon. Like, let's fucking go. Jeez.
All right, so let's hit on Omar real quick. Somebody
geez.
mentioned it earlier. They feel like Omar's done. Dave's not here, so we won't have to worry about Omar slander.
I think all four of us like Omar. I think. Colin? Yeah? Okay. All right. It's a safe space. Go ahead, Bob.
Do we put any stock? I personally don't, that they are actually not actively looking.
I don't believe him at all. It's GM talk.
Yeah,
What do you think, Brett?
I think right now I think they're sitting to evaluate their team, see what they got, see what guys like, what they didn't see out of Roman Wilson last year. How does Juan Thornhill fit in this defense? Do we need to make a move there? There'll probably be a couple weeks of this, but they're not exactly shutting any doors. They're not hanging up the phone or hitting do not disturb or anything like that. I mean, they're going to take every call that's out there and they're going to still look for potential trade partners and things like that. I mean, this is just the way training camp goes. Once they're in camp,
Right.
It's evaluation, see what you got, who fits the defense, who maybe wasn't the right signing, and do we need to make a move there? That's what this is.
Pull up Big Pun's 2 recent comments, by the way.
If you're going back to the fucking other shit, I'm going to kill you, Colin.
Saying, pull it up. If Big Pun knows what he's saying, right? And I agree. Big difference. Starting right tackle, left tackle, big difference. The left tackles get this money to protect the quarterback. The right tackles get this money to protect the quarterback. Just saying.
That's great. Anyways, back to Omar Khan.
I don't have an opinion. I think it could be.
You don't have an opinion?
On Omar Khan?
I mean,
Well,
you've had quite the opinion for the last 15 minutes.
I don't
have
an opinion whether it's GM speak or not, because it could do numerous. He could be talking. He could be doing numerous things behind the scenes. Do I think they're going to actively shop another receiver? My prediction is no.
Okay.
It's no.
Okay.
It is no. It is no. I think they know their 5, and that 5 again, objectively, as Corb said earlier, DK, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, Robert Woods, Ben Skronik. That's it. That's what I think. Do I think they're actively going for a safety? I really do. I really do. I supremely do. Like, I really do think that by week 1 preseason, we will have another safety sign on this roster.
Who?
Now,
I mean, the only one left is Justin Simmons.
Whether it be Simmons, well, Blackman hasn't necessarily signed yet.
Oh, I thought he did today. I did today.
He did.
He officially signed?
Yeah, today.
He signed.
Omar's so fucking retarded then. What the fuck are we doing? What? Wait, he like
just like that, Colin's got an opinion about Omar.
And just like that, call it off the top rope with the opinion.
Wait, he penned a paper sign today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, Omar? You fucking cock.
Dude. Jesus.
Hey, look, in all seriousness,
So bad.
Here's why where I'll just throw in while Colin gathers that, oh my God, Julian Blackman got signed. That I think that Omar and if Dave was here, he'd be screaming wide receiver is the biggest need. The biggest need immediately has become guard. If Isaac is truly lame, we don't know this for sure. There's conflicting reports. But if Isaac can't go, I love Spencer Anderson. He was a 7th round pick. I think he's a great story. I think he can be a depth piece for a long, long time. If he's our starting guard, we got a problem. I don't count out him making a move for a guard if Isaac truly can't go at a top level.
I think Dulac said that it was pretty minor, though, right?
Yeah.
They said he was doing some work today on his own.
Isn't it funny how on the Here We Go podcast, I brought that up to you guys, the whole Sam Malu and like the concern of Anderson being behind him and if he gets injured.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I said weeks ago, he was my guy, not Roger Jones that I'm worried about.
I don't have concern. With Spencer Anderson. I thought he played pretty average, and that's kind of what we've gotten out of Sayamalu.
They're high on him, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the one that they're pretty high on.
I love Spencer Anderson. I think should get a second contract and a fairly decent size one because he can play all 5 positions on that line at an average level.
Is that because
he could play all 5 positions on that? Right. He could play all 5 positions on that offensive line at an average level, and that's pretty damn good for a swing backup lineman. Do we disagree or do we agree?
7th round pick too.
And I'll take that shit all day. If he can be average, which again, we've got to say Amalu.
This question about McCollum too. I'll tell you what, I thought McCollum, when he had to fill in, did really well for the Steelers.
I don't think McCollum has ever played guard. I
Not
think he's
guard,
strictly been a
but
center.
at center, he did well. I thought it was a fair question to ask. Does he play guard?
Well, Max Sharpening is the other backup guard on the roster. I mean, you would have two, but Colin's right. It's Spencer Anderson.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't count, and I think Tanner's got a good point here. Now, personally, I don't think it's a disaster if Spencer Anderson is playing next to Broderick, but I do think if Omar, he's not going to sell the farm. He's not going to trade a high pick for anybody. But if he can find a depth guard who can come in and compete with Spencer Anderson if Isaac is cooked, then, Isaac is the first choice. I think he's a 13 to 18 guard in the NFL. He used to be
Shaq Mason
top 10.
still doesn't have a job.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that'd be a nice little piece to bring in.
Will Hernandez doesn't have a job.
I'm not as
Dalton Risner doesn't have a job. I mean, we got some serious starters in this league for multiple years that still don't have jobs. I wouldn't be opposed.
Who was it I told you they'll bring it? Was it Driscoll? Was it an ex-Eagle?
Yeah,
because he's an ex-Eagle. Yeah,
I mean, he's 34. That's the only difference.
Oh no, I'm just saying because of the reason he was an Eagle.
I thought Herbig signed somewhere.
He did
earlier in the offseason, but I can't recall where.
The Titan?
Commanders. He signed with the
Commanders.
Yeah. I think Brandon Scherf is still out there too.
He retired.
Yeah.
He retired.
I mean, I don't love any of the free agent guards. I wouldn't go sign one of them. I mean, if you had to, okay, fine. But I think it's better to look for a piece. Like, somebody was asking on the Green Bay who are they going to do? Look, it's not so much that Green Bay would cut a wide receiver, but if they get down to the point where they're looking at it, hey, if Dobbs is wide receiver 6, do we really want to worry about paying him? He's kind of a malcontent.
Dobbs ain't going anywhere. I don't think it would be Dobbs. I think Jordan Love likes Dobbs. I would say realistically it'd be like Dontavian Wicks or Bo Melton.
Bo Melton would be probably mine.
I would agree.
Wicks is the best of those three, though.
So you got
from a route runner.
So on their depth chart, they have Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Savion Williams, McCole Hardman, Malik Heath, Julian Hicks.
I'll be honest with you. I think I said this before the draft. I think Savion Williams is a running back.
I compared him to Cordell Patterson.
People thought I was crazy because he's so tall.
C-Fat? That's not good.
He's I think Savion Williams becomes a running back in Green Bay.
You mean old CPAT?
Yes.
Well, if the only problem there is Josh Jacobs is one of the only bell cow backs in the NFL. Green Bay ran the wheels off of him last year.
He got 245 carries last year, bro. That's a lot.
Who's behind him?
That's a lot. Well, definitely not that Boston College kid again. What was his name again? Why can't I fucking think of his name?
Dude, just looking at this depth
AJ Dillon.
If they don't keep 6,
They'll keep 6 because their only tight ends are worth damn.
They're definitely keeping 6.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's LaFleur's thing is to have 6 or 7 guys he can reliably use.
I'm just looking and it's like, fuck. If
Where's
they
Bo
would
Melton?
drop one.
Where's Bo Melton?
I don't even see him on here.
He's going to be cut. He's going to be cut.
So that's our guy. Get ready to learn Rutgers legend Bo Melton, fellas.
Why don't they even show him on the depth chart?
Bo Melton was a barely average college receiver.
I was trolling.
Well, Christian Watson isn't even on the depth chart on ESPN, and it's way early.
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Yeah, but you would think
usually they list and say
there he is with the O.
By the way, just wanted to throw it out there. The only available free safeties on the market are Marcus Williams and Justin Simmons. Just want to throw that out there as well.
And Marcus Williams was as horrid could possibly get last year.
Yeah,
he was horrendous.
I'd rather they try Trice back there.
You know,
I'd rather them go into with Sebastian Castro as the starter than go get Williams. He was freaking awful, dude.
That's a guy we didn't mention. Yeah.
Speaking of Green Bay, I wouldn't mind the Malik Heath. 6'2", 213 out of Ole Miss. I had seen him catch a touchdown pass from Jay Love last year. For the record, I will say, I don't know if Bob or Corb knows this. I do watch a lot of Green Bay.
I did not.
Yeah, I love Green Bay. So
Dabbs has the biggest upside, but the problem, and we don't know how deep it really goes, is the problems he's had with the team being suspended, attitude problem, which means if he's a diva wide receiver, he's a Steeler.
I love Dobbs. I love Dobbs in that draft class. I was so high on that kid, and I'm still high on that kid. I'd take him in a minute.
Lover like this though, like they're tight, like they're boys. I don't see it.
We would have to hope that they decide to go to 5 instead of 6 on the chart.
Yeah, and
Without
I just
trading.
don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah,
but if they do, we need to sweep in and grab one of them.
Yeah, when Smitty was on the show, he said he thought it would be Dobbs because Wicks gives them. He's their only separator. He's their only elite route runner.
Well, now they got Matthew Golden. He's an elite route runner.
Yeah, Golden now's with them, so that alleviates that problem.
Well, he's a rookie. We think he's an elite route runner. I would have picked him.
In Green Bay, so not last year because Musgraves got hurt, but in the 2023 season, the only 3 tight ends who caught a single pass all year from Jordan Love was Kraft, Musgraves, and Ben Sims. There's no chance they dress more than those 3. There's just no chance.
No.
So I think it's set in stone they keep 6.
What do you guys think of this question? What do you guys think of this question? If you could undo the Pickens trade, would you do it?
No.
I'd trade him again.
I'd trade him twice.
And then I would trade him another time if I could.
Yeah, he was just too disruptive.
Me and Trent have been on the fuck George Pickens train since last offseason. We've been done with that clown for what, 15 months now, probably, Trent?
Yeah. Literally the last game first of all, I was ready to trade him before that, but that's not here nor there.
Yeah.
My only argument is I wish they'd have drafted a wide receiver early. That's all.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
or even in place of Jack Sawyer. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
The first round pick, the 4th round pick. I mean, there was guys still available in the 4th round. They could have.
I agree.
LKO Manor would have been a really nice fit, I think, especially in this Arthur Smith offense. I think Jalen Royals was still on the board at that time.
Like, don't get me wrong.
There was guys.
I love the value with the Jack Sawyer pick. It's just that you can
Stop
still get a wide receiver.
He's an edge rusher that can't bend, man.
So.
I'm with Corb here. I hated the Sawyer pick. You got yourself an edge rusher that just can't bend. He's a stiff edge rusher. That doesn't work. This isn't 2015. Like, I'm still so mad that Alec Iomanor is going to be a fucking LA Ram and he's going to be a fucking demon. And I'm really pissed about it.
And he went a whole pick like a whole round later. He went in the 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, there was plenty.
Plenty of guys.
It might have been Miami, actually.
The guy to me that they really first of all, I would have taken Golden in the 1st round, but over Sawyer, I would have taken Torrey Horton. He was one of my draft crushes.
I don't mind that.
He's going to be a monster in the NFL. Yeah. And 2 years ago with Fatanu, I begged and wrote and did everything I could to sound the horn. Brian Thomas should have been the pick. Mm-hmm. If you have Brian Thomas, okay, Fatanu might be great. You know what? He didn't fucking play last year. So if Brian Thomas, especially when Pickens went down, I think that offense looks a lot different than it did last year with those 2 guys. And I'd be awful happy with a Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf pairing.
Well, now you can argue 2 years in a row they passed on a wide receiver that might have been able to help him. Again, rookies, there is that concern, but so it worked pretty good with who you just mentioned, Bob. So.
I'm actually against you guys here. I liked both BTJ and Matty Golden in the process, but the Fautanu pick was the right pick, whether we like it or not. We knew Chuck Okorafor wasn't going to be there, and we knew Dan Moore's contract was expiring. We knew both of those things. So the Fautanu
concerns, though. I mean,
I think Fautanu is still more of a sure thing. I think it was like get a guy who could start day 0. Which he did, which he could. He clearly outplayed Broderick against Denver. The problem is he got hurt. But what people don't understand, it was a freak injury. Who the fuck dislocates their kneecap, man?
Yeah.
Like, when the fuck does that happen?
He had 2 full healthy seasons before that even happened.
Right,
I mean,
and he was
had 2 full
23 years old.
seasons hurt. Yeah.
He was plugging.
A lot
he
of
was
teams
plug and play.
passed on him, so it must have concerned somebody.
They
But
passed on him
Steelers
because
took
he
a
was
chance on him.
His
short in
height.
stature. Because he was short in
His
stature.
height.
Penei
The
Sewell
reports
isn't all
were
that
is
tall.
because of the injury, not because of that. It was the injury concerns. That was why he dropped to the Steelers, and that's when the Steelers got him. Like, don't get me wrong.
I hear you.
I like the pick. It's just that fuck. We really could have used a wide receiver too last year, and we didn't get it. And then the guy we did draft with injury concerns got, guess what? Injured. Now, it wasn't the same injury. I'll say that. But in general, right off the rip, he was hurt. Just like Corey Trice, just like other guys we've drafted that have injuries in their history. By the way,
and
I gotta
Thomas would
go.
have been wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I got to go. I didn't realize what time
Okay.
it is. You
All
guys
right.
have a great night.
See you, Corey.
I mean, there's not much more of a sure thing than drafting an LSU wide receiver in the first round.
I hear you. I'm just saying.
I mean, I
would be
didn't
wide
mind.
receiver 1.
Yeah, I didn't mind the pick at tackle though, because we've had such a shit offensive line for so long. You have to fix that first before you worry about getting the skill position guys. We've fallen for the sexy pick multiple times year after year. The whole end of the Kevin Colbert era was picking sexy picks. You know, you got Najee Harris, then you passed on Creed Humphrey twice to go with Pat Freiermuth. Then you go after like a fucking safety. You still didn't address the trenches when you went after Terrell Edmonds. I mean, we could go down the entire line of picks, and they weren't addressing the trenches the way they needed to. This is the first time we've done this in forever. It had to happen. You have to fix the trenches first before you worry about the skill positions, in my opinion.
Steelers have been playing football for 90 plus years. You know how many all-pro tackles we've had?
1.
0.
I thought Ilkin had 1.
Nope. Not an all-pro. Maybe a Pro Bowl. First team all-pro, the Steelers have never had one. I mean, they've gotten by. You know, personally, I think John Kolb, if he hadn't played in an era with Art Shell and all that, probably should have gotten them one or two in the 70s.
Marvel Smith probably should have gotten 1.
Yeah, although, you start looking, Jonathan Ogden, Orlando Pace, guys like that.
Right, I agree.
It's hard to pick over him. Man, it's not that they haven't had some pretty good players there. It's at the point you kind of knew last year. I mean, I love George. I was always a big George Pickens fan. I think his talent, because I'm separating his talent from the first. I think you couldn't find 5 wide receivers more talented than him. But I don't think it's ever going to show up on the field at this point, which is why by the end of last year, it was okay. It's addition by subtraction at this point. Thomas is special. I see him here in Jacksonville all the time.
He is special.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't play half the year, and he still had 1,300 yards and 88 catches. That guy is a beast. He's a Jefferson. It's a little early to say Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, but he's in that vein.
I'm at 7.
Yeah, I think
I got him at 7.
Yeah.
I
number 7 wide receiver. Oh, let's say Fatano's pretty good this year. Maybe he's a top 15 tackle. I'd rather have the number 7 wide receiver than a top 15 tackle. I think I can get another tackle.
Not in Arthur Smith's system. Not in Arthur Smith's system.
Which, let's be honest. Do we really think Arthur Smith's going to be here a year from now?
No.
Probably not.
So why the fuck do we care what fits his system? I mean, honestly, look, I think Arthur Smith's a pretty good guy. I mean, I don't hate that he's the offensive coordinator. I just know at this point, he's not running his offense. Tomlin's running the offense, which became pretty fucking apparent last year. Which is why
our quarterbacks also sucked.
Quarterbacks sucked. Receivers weren't very good. George Pickens only played half the time. Offensive line was below average. Outside of Zach Frazier and Sayamalu, you got pretty much below average play out of everybody else, or absolute garbage.
And that was being nice to say Amalu, by the way. He fucking sucked down the stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. All right, but that's why I was okay with actually taking. That's why, in my opinion, you can go get another receiver easier than you can get a tackle.
Correct.
Like next year, if you want to take a receiver in the second round, you're going to find a good receiver in the second round. They're growing on trees in college right now.
And let's be honest, if they don't if they did draft Brian Thomas, then let's say they took a tackle this year, or they go out in free agency and get a tackle. I don't know if DK Metcalf is on the team. I'd sure love
He
to
wouldn't
see
be.
it.
You're right. Yeah, he wouldn't be.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how they do it. I mean, in theory, yes, I agree. You always want to build through the trenches, but at the same time, drafting a guy with a little bit of an injury history who, yeah, it's a freak injury, but he got injured and missed a year, doesn't exactly cover Omar in glory, unless he's the starter for the next 10 years, which very well he could be.
Yeah. I think so. I think he has that potential for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's a nice player, so.
And worst comes to worst, we kick him inside the guard and he could play well there.
Yeah, it'll be.
Yep.
I mean, bottom line is I don't think Omar's done. I think we're adding somebody to the team. It's just a matter of, Colin thinks it's safety. I think it's O-line. Trent, are you thinking safety as well?
I still think, well, they need to add someone at safety just for depth purposes, if nothing else. But I still think they're going to make a move at wide receiver before this is all said and done.
That wouldn't shock me.
And one more that I know, Dave, if we don't bring this up, he'll definitely bring it up on the Monday podcast. Did you guys hear the chatter that the Miami trade started off as Minkah for Tyreek Hill and evolved into Ramsey and Smith?
I actually missed that. I did not hear that one.
All right, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I knew they were reaching out about Tyreek, and I knew that they had serious intentions of trying to pull Tyreek out of there, but I didn't know the Minkah piece of it was involved.
That is supposedly, it was reported today that it started out in the trade talks. It was Minkah straight up for Tyreek Hill, and which I think they got the better deal with the 2 Pro Bowlers versus the one, who knows, either all worldwide receiver or monumental head case. But Tua today also came out. Maybe Tyreek Hill is still in play because he said that relationship is a work in progress. Because remember, Tyreek did demand a trade a couple of months ago.
He did, and he's not happy right now. And I know he was not happy about Jalen getting traded. He was not a fan of that trade. He reacted to that pretty much right away. And it's been a strained relationship now the entire offseason, and I feel like it dating back into some of even end of last year. Like, I think you saw some of this kind of coming from Tyreek, and Miami's kind of in a dumpster fire. Like, they're in a straight nosedive right now as an organization, while having a guy at Tua who still can play at a pretty high level. In that
they
offense,
have
at least,
no idea what they're doing. Miami has no.
They're
idea
in a nosedive.
Yeah, they have no idea what they're doing.
I think they're setting up for this year's draft because I mean, look, I think Tua is a nice player for the 6 games a year he plays, but I don't feel like I think they realize that, man, this concussion thing is real. We got to go get a quarterback, and the only way you're doing that in this draft is to tank. So I think it's a clear sign if they. And remember, Jalen Waddle is not chopped liver. I mean, it's not like they wouldn't have a number 1 receiver, but they're paying those 2 guys $60 million between them.
Yeah, I mean, the problem Miami's going to have, in my opinion, is that because this is all so public, the trade value you get for Tyreek Hill is not going to be great. Is he 31? I think he's 31.
Might even be
31, making over $30 million. I don't think you draw more than a 3rd-round pick for him. A desperate team might pay a 2nd, but I really think you could pull him for a 3rd-round pick if he kind of starts demanding his way out of town.
He'll be 32 by the end of the year. And yeah, I mean, if you can get him for a 3rd, I mean, you got to pay the salary though, but the Steelers got the room to do it. I mean,
you've got cap.
They're not paying TJ till next year. So I don't know that I would do it, but we do know someone who will be back on Monday who would absolutely do it.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. So, all right. So did we miss anything? You guys got anything else?
I think we can talk about the Tomlin press conference stuff a little bit later on. That's going to take some time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We could bash Tomlin on Monday. We can't leave Dave out of that one.
Yeah,
so.
we can do that next time.
All right, guys in the chat, thank you very much. I love the comment that Big Pun is Colin's burner. He threw us off by saying at the beginning he didn't like him, and then when he started agreeing with him, all of a sudden things changed. So yeah, you guys are awesome in the chat. We really appreciate you guys, always showing up. Check out our sponsor, Ultra GM. If you haven't signed up for the league, definitely do that. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget, if you haven't, check out the Here We Go podcast with Colin and Trent. You guys are Wednesday night, right?
Tuesday
Tuesday
night, 8:00.
Yeah, so you got us on Monday. Check out these guys on Tuesday. They're a lot of fun. You can see Colin is a little bit shy. You have to bring his opinions out of him. But, this was a lot of fun. And hopefully, Colin, you come back and hang out with us some more, too.
Oh, we'll talk soon, pal.
Absolutely.
All right,
we'll definitely have an episode around Myles Garrett.
Yes.
All right. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you guys on Monday.
That's all the shit I'm gonna get, motherfucker.
Excuse me. Thank you.
What am I supposed to do?
You are embarrassing yourself here, lads.
Saw that coming.
Wrong, sir. Wrong. Okay, I'll play. You got me.